Alright, Helluva Boss. For those who don't know, Helluva Boss is an animated web series created by Vivian Madrano. It is a spin-off to Has-Been Hotel, her other web series that's now an actual series.
Well, I'm starved! Who wants some jambalaya?
By the way, I made a Has-Been Hotel video a little bit ago. You should go check that out. But anyway, let's get back on track. Helluva Boss follows Blitz and his company of hitmen, or immediate murder professionals, which consists of Moxie, Millie, and his adopted daughter, Luna. And it's pretty good, I think. Also, just a warning for y'all, if you clicked on this video expecting to hear about some spicy drama...
Well, you came to the wrong place.
Also, I suggest watching the series before you watch my video, because I'm going to be spoiling everything. So if you don't want to get spoiled, just go watch the show. Okay, I'm honestly not a big fan of episode 1. Pretty much this teacher girl finds out that her husband is cheating and murders him.
You scream like a bitch.
God, what have you done? She had a family!
And then kills herself. By the way, I don't know why, but when she, first drives away from her school, I find it really funny that she just fucking barrels through at high speeds. But anyway, now that she's in hell, she hires IMP to kill the girl her husband was cheating on her with.
She is not a hero!
Yeah, okay, yeah, my thoughts exactly.
But oh no, SpaghettiOs, Moxie doesn't want to kill a family.
Maybe like a shitty dad or a mob family. That's understandable.
And the girl they have to kill has a family. Yes, this plot is going exactly how you're expecting it to. Family turns out to be a bunch of evil cannibals that almost kill Blitz and Millie, but Moxie saves them by killing the mother that he was afraid to kill before.
Moxie!
And then he calls the police on the rest of the family and they just nuke the house. Oh yeah, we also get introduced to Stolas here. Stolas is this weird, tall owl man with a magic book that IMP uses to get to the human realm. Him and Blitz basically have a deal where once a month Blitz will go there with the book so Stolas can use it, and they'll also have, as Stolas calls it, a night of
passionate fornication.
And their whole relationship will get explored later on in this season. But also, I should mention that I really like how they keep the joke from the pilot of bleeping out only what he says.
Feel your slimy inside of my
Episode 1's alright. It had a pretty predictable plot. Now as for Episode 2 introduces us to Stolas' family, including Octavia, his daughter, and Stella, his wife, who I promise you will hate with every fiber of your being. When Octavia has a nightmare, Stolas sings her the song You Will Be Okay, which is my favorite song in the series so far. It is the closest to being like Disney quality, and that just lets you know that the rest of the songs in the series are just gonna be, great. We then get a flash forward to the present, where we get to hear Stella screaming at Stolas for sleeping with Blitz.
A goddamn embarrassment! I'm not spending another moment looking at your pathetic, imp-sucking face!
Also, keep in mind that she seems to be more angry about being cheated on with an imp, rather than just being cheated on. After Stella storms out, Stolas decides to take Octavia to Lululand, which is pretty much Disneyland, but on a really low budget and in hell. And he also hires Blitz as a bodyguard, which is just no way this could go wrong, right? Oh yeah, just to bring up Moxie and Millie's little subplot, Moxie tries to win Millie this thing, but keeps losing. Alright, back to the main plot. So pretty much Octavia is just growing more and more miserable every moment she's at Lululand. Stolas is just constantly flirting with Blitz, until finally they go to this circus tent that combines my two least favorite things on planet Earth: clowns and animatronics. Just like me, Octavia is also terrified of the clown animatronic demon from hell, and All of that sentence was accurate, by the way. And this is finally the straw that breaks the camel's back and makes Octavia run off, and Stolas chase after her. Also, by the way, the name of the robot is RoboFizz, and he has his own musical number, and I really like it just because it parodies the song from Has Been Hotel's pilot.
Has a dream, I'm here to tell, he's here to tell about a magical, fantastic place called Lululand.
And of course, Blitz, being a calm, rational man, immediately tries to destroy the robot because it made fun of him. Stolas also has a heart-to-heart with Octavia, where Stolas pretty much apologizes for kind of fucking up the whole household and everything. And Octavia and Stolas make up, and they leave Lululand behind, and you'll be happy to know that that fucking clown robot is in the mouth of a fucking weird dinosaur thing where it belongs. And that's how the episode ends, with Stolas and Octavia kinda making up and being in a better spot than they were at the beginning of the episode. So that's neat. The next episode reveals that Blitz actually dated a famous pop star named Veronica Mayday, who Luna is quite fond of. Apparently Veronica is also taking their parking spot, and Blitz wants it back. Yes, the plot of this episode is a fight for a parking spot for a week. And it's great. Luna also gets a bit of a crush on Veronica's bodyguard, Vortex, which is the least realistic sounding name out of all of these, to be honest. I also like how Vortex is just completely chill and doesn't care about the whole feud between Blitz and Veronica.
Oh, come on!
Sorry, man.
But anyway, Blitz makes a bet with Veronica that he can kill more people than she can, have
Passionate fornication
with by the end of the day. And whoever wins gets the parking spot for the week. Luna asks to go, revealing that she has a human disguise. Blitzo agrees, realizing how useful a human disguise would be for luring people to be brutally murdered. Also, this happens, and I thought it was really funny.
You know the kind of freaks up there who drool all over you.
But anyway, they go to the human realm on a beach. And let me just say, what an amazing coincidence that every single person who signed that flyer had a target on the beach, on this specific beach. You get to see Luna's human form, and I'm so sure that the fans are not going to do anything with that now. Luna also has this, like, power where she, like, sniffs the list, and she gets this, like, hitman vision where she can see all the targets. It's weird, but it's cool. But of course, Luna gets fucking distracted trying to talk with Vortex, who's also in a human disguise. Also, Veronica and her succubus friends are doing this, like, concert where they're fucking a bunch of people. It's weird. Luna getting distracted causes Blitzo to go all overprotective dad and try to break up Vortex and Luna, leaving just Millie and Moxie to just do everything themselves. And let me say, very surprising how Moxie seems to have gotten completely over the whole killing random people thing. Guess they were all shitty dads in there, huh? Anyway, Luna pretty much goes, "You're not my dad," to Blitz, which causes him to just storm off to go kill people. Also, Moxie gets thrown in a beer keg and becomes drunk, and also becomes my favorite part of this episode.
Billy! Hi. Hey, where did you get foreheads? I wanna kiss him.
Also, a giant sea monster appears, because earlier Veronica threw her fucking Beelzebub juice, I think it's called, into the ocean, which turned a fish into this. It then eats Moxie, and Millie jumps in to save him. This is my favorite joke in this episode, by the way. Millie saves Moxie, then kills the fish by herself. Wait, so she can be taken down by some fucking country dude, but she can take down a giant sea monster with ease. Okay. Veronica then tries to call them out for the sea monster conundrum, even though they didn't fucking cause it.
I don't think this belonged to any of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, they win the parking space because they blackmailed Verosika, and IMP heads back to hell, and Verosika and her succubus crew get arrested by the police. Now the next episode is Cherubs. This is my least favorite episode. It's not very funny, and you know how I've been pointing out like minor plot inconsistencies? That's mostly to be funny, but genuinely this one's plot makes no sense if you think about it for more than 5 seconds. I'll get to that in a second, but first we get introduced to the Cherubs, which are pretty much the opposite of the IMP. They save lives instead of, killing people, which is actually an interesting idea. I like that. Then IMP gets hired by this guy named Loopty Goopty. This is where the plot stops making sense. Loopty reveals that when he was alive, he was an inventor with this guy named Lyle Lipton, and they built this machine that could either accelerate or reverse the aging process. But when they tested it on themselves, they accidentally set it forwards and not backwards. And this is what killed Loopty, but his partner was saved just in the nick of time. Can you tell where this has stopped making sense? Because Lyle Lipton is still an old man, but that obviously raises the question, why in the fuck didn't Lyle just go back in the machine and reverse the aging process? Listen, I'm a nitpicky guy, but this actually doesn't make sense. All they had to do was just say, oh, we overloaded the machine and it's beyond repair. But no, they don't do that. But anyway, they go to try and kill Lyle Lipton, only to discover that he's about to do their job for them. This is my favorite joke in the episode, by the way.
Goodbye, my one true love.
But right before Lyle can kill himself, the Cherubs save him. So this whole episode is pretty much just like the Cherubs show him something beautiful, and then IMP just corrupts it, which works on paper, but it's just not very funny. And the ending is in an opera house where the Cherubs finally lose their patience with the imps and get into a fight with them. Wouldn't you know, right when Lyle actually realizes the joys of life, he gets fucking crushed by a piano and dies. There is one interesting thing though. Since the Cherubs indirectly caused his death, they can't go back into heaven. They get told this by some dear girl voiced by Vivian Madrano, the creator of the series.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no.
And I think this could actually be interesting. Like maybe the Cherubs could come back as villains. But that's pretty much the episode. We get to see Lyle Lipton and Loopty Goopty together in hell, and his teeth is like a piano, which is actually kind of funny. But then the next episode, chef's kiss. This episode is great. It opens up after one of Blitz's and Stolas' nights of
passionate fornication,
where Stolas then invites them to come to the Harvest Moon Festival since he needs the grimoire for it. We learn that the festival takes place in the Ring of Wrath, and also that Millie and Moxie are from the Ring of Wrath. So Blitz of course invites them both to come there. Luna also tags along, and they all stay at Millie's parents' house. Millie's parents also do not like Moxie, but they do take a liking to Blitz. These parents also introduce the crew to their farmhand, Striker, who's like a mix between two races of demon, I'm pretty sure. Also, I should note that Striker is voiced by Norman Reedus. That's right, the man from a walking simulator itself. I think it's pretty fucking cool that VivziePop somehow managed to get Norman Reedus on this show. She also got the dude who plays Beetlejuice in the Broadway Beetlejuice musical, Alex Brightman, to play Fizzarolli, which was also pretty fucking cool. But anyway, I've been sidetracked once more, back to the show. About something called the Pain Games, which is pretty much just a competition to see who's the most athletic in Wrath. You also learn apparently Millie's not allowed to compete because she killed too many people last time. Also, I love Millie's sister, Sally Mae.
Your sister doesn't have a neighborhood head count.
She so does.
It doesn't count if they don't find the body.
She only appears really briefly in this episode, but I love her. Also, expectedly, Moxie pretty much loses all the games, and Blitzo actually ties with Striker. And then Stryker sings a song called Sweet Victory, which is just about how much better he is than everyone else.
To take this opportunity to sing a quick song I wrote just now about me winning.
But this is the inferior Sweet Victory. We also learned that he's gonna join IMP, which just completely discourages Moxie because of just how better Stryker is at literally everything. But then, plot twist! Turns out Stryker actually has a gun capable of killing Stolas. Which of course he's planning to do, and his whole time as a farmhand was just a cover. Stryker finds Moxie snooping around in his room, and right when it seems like Moxie's about to lose, Millie comes in and Stryker beats her too and throws them in a fucking, basement. Millie's incapacitated, but Moxie, who had a gun the whole time, they kind of point this out though, so it's fine, I guess, goes to stop Stryker. Blitz also tries to stop Stryker, but Stryker manages to kinda almost convince him to join him so they can kill a bunch of overlords. And even though Blitz plays this off like he was just doing an act the whole time, I think Blitz actually at least considered it before Moxie showed up. The three then get into a pretty cool fight, and even though it's a 2-on-1, Stryker is still holding his own pretty well. Right when it seems like they're about to kill Stryker, Luna ruins everything, and Stryker escapes. The episode ends with Moxie finally telling off Millie's parents because they're chastising her for getting a fucking bear trap clamped onto her foot, and it seems like they actually accept this, so Millie's parents at least respect Moxie now. So that's neat. And the next episode, Truth Seekers, this is my favorite episode. It opens up revealing that someone's been spying on the imps the whole time. It's the secret demon hunting agency called the Dorks. Despite their name, they actually managed to capture Moxie and Blitz. Millie and Luna, on the other hand, get through the portal before they can be captured. So it's Millie and Luna's job to go save them.
Open the fucking portal now!
But most of this episode is just Moxie and Blitz fucking with the Dorks.
Or we might like it too much, and then you've got a whole new thing to deal with.
What do you mean by that?
Ah, you're stupid, huh? I could work with stupid, daddy-likey dummy.
Like Moxie ordering the longest Starbucks order in history.
I'll have a Neapolitan cappuccino, more cappuccino. Make sure it's got no more than 4 ounces of milk. The beans won't have the right texture otherwise. And make sure they spell my name correctly on the cup. They always put Foxy or Roxy. I hate that. If you can't handle that, I'll have a venti traditional misto. Please use soy milk with 2 blonde shots, affogato, and ristretto. I'd also love 3 vanilla pumps at the very bottom. Then add the coffee after. Then add... Enough!
Or Blitz making fun of this dude's mom.
Nice try, demon. His fat mom is dead!
Meanwhile, Millie and Luna are just fucking wrecking shit. In the interrogation room, the Dorks decide to use truth serum on them. Or truth gas, I guess? And apparently Moxie recommended Cats to Blitz.
You said you liked that musical I recommended to you.
I lied. I left halfway through.
You said you loved it.
It was awful, Moxie. It was about ugly, horny cats.
I don't know why that's funny to me, but it is. Speaking of musicals, the truth gas actually makes Moxie and Blitz hallucinate. Moxie gets this kind of Disney-inspired animation with a Disney-inspired musical number to go along with it. And Blitz gets this more Fleischer-inspired animation style for his hallucination. To sum these down, Moxie is afraid of letting his true feelings out, so he keeps them buried down, and Blitz is afraid of dying alone. And his has the coolest shot in the series so far. Moxie's hallucination ends a bit better, with him saying that he'll actually speak his mind for once and be a better friend. Blitz's doesn't end positively. That shot I showed you is actually just how it ends. But after these strange hallucinations, Moxie and Blitz finally have a heart-to-heart where they talk things out somewhat, and then they're saved by Millie and Luna. And if you thought the animation was great on Moxie's vision, oh my god, the fight scene here is just I mean, just look at all this. You can't just go into Flash and just just do that? It's so badass. And after it's all over, it turns out the dorks have one last trick up their sleeve when they set off this, like, red alert thing. You see, the imps have a Stolas, who shows up, possesses one of the agents, drops the coolest line.
What's the matter, Demon Hunter?
Never seen a real demon before.
And then shows off his true form before getting them out of there. But one little hiccup in all this is that, whilst they did get away, the dorks now have so much evidence that demons exist, which I can't help but feel like is going to be a bit problematic later. The next episode in the season finale, part 1, that's a bit confusing because season 2 started now. I'll explain it after I'm done talking about all this. This episode reveals that Moxie is taking Millie to some big club called Aussies in the Lustring because it's apparently their 1-year anniversary. Blitz, of course, wants to tag along, but, like, no. But he still does, practically stalking them all the way to Lust. But then he can't get into the club because it's couples only.
You know, you have really nice eyes, Daddy.
To get around this, he invites Stolas, who is very excited to go on a date with Blitz, and also very nervous. But then, oh no, apparently not only does Stolas know Osmodius, and Osmodius apparently doesn't like him very much, which, if you knew that, why did you go to his club? But Fizzarali is also there, like the real one, not the creepy animatronic one. And apparently Fizzarali does not like Blitz. He said 2 for 2, people. Also, Moxie sings a song on stage, which is a love song, which, let me tell you, is a bad idea in a place called the Lust Ring. Especially since Osmodius just hijacks the song and makes it 10 times better.
You singing love songs in my lustful lounge?
Aussies ain't the place for sentimental sounds.
He's also got Fizzarali as backup, and as they just roast Moxie, Blitz comes in and tries to, stick up for him. But Fizzarali roasts him, and so does Verostica. Also, side note, Stolas' reaction to Verostica is hilarious. And then Millie comes in and actually stands up to Osmodius and Fizzarali, but not before they just destroy the mood, or any resemblance of a mood, between Stolas and Blitz. And at the end, Blitz drops Stolas off and rejects his offer to come inside and watch a movie or something. And Blitz just heads home. And it's revealed that Blitz scratches his face off of, all the photos he's in. After that, he just lays down on the couch and starts scrolling through all his photos, which reveals that he didn't always have the white mark on his face. Also, him and Fizz were friends once. It then ends with him crying over a photo of what I presume to be his mom and his sister, who I'm gonna presume that his mom is dead. Also, Blitz is wearing the same kind of skull charm that his mom has. Alright, first to explain why Season 2 has started, despite the fact that we only have Part 1 to the Season 1 finale. Apparently there's been some legal issues over the Part 2 to the Season 1 finale. Speaking of Season 2, by the way, I'm not really gonna review the first episode of Season 2 yet. I'd rather just save Season 2 for its own video when it's fully out. But I really like Season 2 so far. I liked seeing Stolas' and Blitz's backstory. Also, Stolas' dad is voiced by Jafar. Alright, back to the main event. Helluva Boss is pretty good, I think. It's got an interesting story and world. It's usually funny. And the animation is just stellar. This is better than most shit on TV. So overall, I would recommend Helluva Boss. That's the end of the review, but you might have noticed that this video was a lot different than the other videos. Tell me what you think of this more loose style of True Critique videos, because I'm kinda starting to not be a fan of the format I had before. The next video, the Owl House video that I'm making, is gonna be in that format, but I think after that, I'm probably gonna be doing it in this more loose style, if you guys like it better, of course. But anyway, see you around.
kids die for free.